Hello friends, welcome to Java session. I am Pavitra. Today I am going to explain you the dynamic array in Java. So how the dynamic array works and what is the advantages of this. In my previous video, we have discussed the static array and today we will discuss dynamic array. Okay, so what first of all, what is dynamic array? The dynamic array is nothing but the memory allocation happens at runtime. Okay, so we are not allocating the memory during the compilation time. We are allocating the memory at runtime. So how do you allocate a memory at runtime in Java? Or we can also say as allocating the memory in the heap memory. Okay, this also we call it as dynamic array. We know in our Java we will allocate a memory at runtime by using the new keyword, right? So when we are creating object and all, we know, like suppose I want to create a student object. So how will we write student is equal to new student, right? Imagine there is a student class. I want to create an object of the student, so we know that object will be always stored in the heap memory. So if you want to store the object in the heap memory, or object will be always stored in the heap memory, how? By using the new keyword. New keyword is the keyword which allocates the memory at runtime in the heap memory. Okay, that is happens usually for the object. Now the same keyword we are using to allocate a memory of an array in the heap, or to allocate a memory at runtime. So how it is possible? We will see that syntax now. Okay. So what is the syntax of an array if you want to allocate the memory dynamically, or what is the syntax of an dynamic array? So here, first we know we have to take the data type, then the size of an array, and the variable name, array variable name equal to. So far in the static array, we were giving the values here, right? But here I'm not giving the values. I will go for using the new keyword, and then again I will mention the data type and then size. Okay, so here in the dynamic array, first we will mention the size of the array, means how many values we are going to store it in the array. Whether I want to store a 5 values, 6 values, 7 values, what is the size of the array, how many elements we are going to store it in the array. Whether you want to go per 100 or 1000 or 1 lakh, it depends, like what is the requirement of an array, how many elements are there, that is the size we are supposed to give here. So now I will show you one simple example. Imagine I want to store an integer data, so I will take the data type is integer, and right now I am discussing primitive array. Okay, primitive dynamic array. So I'm not using user defined data type here, so I'm using primitive data type. So int array and then array name. Okay, so in the previous videos and all we have done, suppose I want to store the age of an students, okay, at runtime, then we will say int array age is equal to new int, the again the same data type we have to take. So here you can see the syntax, data type followed by array size symbol, and then variable name, that is age, okay, equal to new data. New is the keyword, so here I have taken a new keyword, and then we are going for an a data type. Okay, so the same data type and then size. So let us say I want to give the size is 5. So like this, we have to mention the declaration. Okay, so when we do this, what happens is the memory is getting allocated at runtime. I will show you the memory allocation structure. Before that, we will start up this in the Eclipse. Okay, so I will copy this. Let us go to the Eclipse. And here in the last video, I was discussing about the static array using for loop and enhanced for loop. So that I will remove this completely. And now I'm going to put this. So here I'm going to do the program for storing age of students. Okay, that is right now I'm taking 5 students, but if you want to take this size also from the user, we can do that. Okay, so we will see that how will you take the size from the user. Before that, if I declare the variable, this is variable declaration. Here we can even do like the variable declaration, and then age is equal to new int of 5. This we call it as a declaration, and this we call it as definition. Okay, I mean to say initialization of variable. So here I am declaring the variable. Okay, just like one variable age, and here there will not be memories allocated in the declaration. Just the data type is defined but not the memory. But in case of initialization, we are initializing the means we are allocating the memory, like how many blocks of data we want it. Okay, so age is equal to new int of 5. And if you say this, what how exactly the memory allocates, I will show you diagrammatically. Okay, so imagine here we have the two blocks of the memory. One is we have the static memory, and one more is dynamic memory. So I am assuming this block is a static or stack memory, and this is heap memory or dynamic memory. Heap memory will be always present as a part of the JVM. Okay, so here this declaration, what I said, this declaration usually happens in the static memory. Okay, so here just I'm writing for your understanding, static memory. So take that variable. This is the variable, and the name of this variable is age, and is of type integer type. Okay, and next the definition. So age is equal to new int of 5. I told you when I use the new, it will go to the heap memory and it will allocate the 5 blocks of integer memory. So here you can just, I'm showing you the diagram like this. And this is one block. We are dividing this block into 5 because the array always goes to the contiguous memory allocation, right? Contiguous means sequence. So divide this block into 5 block. And the first this, like the name of this is entire block name is age. Okay, so because I'm using the age reference variable, and this will be 0th index position. This is the first index position. This will be second index position, and third index position, and this is fourth index position. And here we are going to store the values right now by default. Okay, so when I say new int of 5, here there will be 0 will be assigned. Okay, 0 is the default value for integer data type. And let us assume the starting address of this memory is 1000. So in the previous video also I have explained you how the memory allocation happens for the array, and here also we are taking the same concept, but only thing is it happens in the heap. So the starting address of this memory block is 1000, and you know this one will be 1000 and 1000. Okay, and this will be 1004 because this block is of type integer type, it takes the 4 bytes. And next 1008, and this will be 1012, and this at last 1016. And this starting address, okay, will be stored in this static memory, that is here, age. So that is 1000. So this static variable will be reference to this particular memory block. Okay, so age is having the 1000, and that 1000 is here, and 0. So now when we trying to print the value, let us say I want to print the first position value, second index value, third index value, fourth index value, fifth index value, we already know that how we can do it. So let us try to print the same thing now, and whether we want to use the normal for loop or enhanced for loop. Okay, so first I will use the normal for loop here. Int I is equal to 0, I is less than, we know how to check the length. Okay, here that is array variable followed by the property, that a predefined property length. And then I plus plus, so that I plus plus will execute after the statement executes. And what is the statement here? I'm going to give it as println, and I'm going to print age of I. So let us test this. As I told you here, when we declare new int of 5, by default, the 0 values will be initialized, right? So if that is so, it will, this age of I will print me now 0. So right, run this. So we can see now 0, 0, 0, 0. It is printing 5 zeros, okay? Because the by default, the, compile JVM will initialize the values of, 0 here. So that is the reason it is printing 0. Now the question is, how do I take the values for this? So there are again two ways. One is you can take it in the program itself. One more way is you can take it from the user, means one who is using this application, one who is using this program. Okay, he can enter from the console. But now first I will show you how do you take the values from the program itself. So if you want to take hard coded value, we call this as a hard coded value, entering the values in the program. So you just give the open curly brace and close curly brace. So inside this you can enter the values. Okay, suppose I want to give the value as 15 and 17 and 19 and 20. Okay, um, 21, like this. So you can enter the values. So here when we are giving the values, hard coded values, we don't need to mention the size of the array, because this size will be calculated automatically by the compiler. So we don't need to explicitly mention the size here. In case if we mention, we will get an error. Okay, so mentioning the size with values is not allowed in Java. So you are not supposed to mention the size if we are giving the hard coded values here. If you are not giving, then you should give the size. But right now I'm giving the value, so we should not give the size, because the compiler will calculate the size automatically, and it will insert that size here. And here I'm taking age dot length, so it will give me the length of this array here automatically. So that is the advantage of using this length property. So now what happens when I do like this? Initially the the JVM initialized here value is 0, right? Now it will not initialize the value 0 because I am given the value there. So whatever the value I am given, so it will take out this value, it will replace this 0 value by what value I have given here, that is 15. I have given the new value is 15, right? So it will give the 15. And next is 17, so it will initialize the 17 here. And here it will initialize the 19. And next it will initialize the 20. I will put this 20 here. And next it will initialize 21. Okay, so this zeros will be replaced. Actually, just for your understanding, I am just striking it out. Okay, so 0 is removed here, the 0 is replaced by the whatever the values you are giving it. So here there is a 15, 17, 19, 20 and 21. Now if you save this program and rerun it, and we can see we are getting the updated values. Okay, 15, 17, 19, 20 and 21. So this is about you are taking a hard-coded value. What if I want to take a values from the user? Now we will see what if you want to take a values from the user. So if you want to, before that, if you want to print these values by using the enhance for loop, you can do that. Okay, just once I will revise that concept here. So for loop, and first we have to take the data type is of type that array type. Okay, so take the data type and then variable name, any variable name you can mention it. Okay, so I'm giving it as a colon and variable array variable name. So you can give age and you can print the values here, like you know how to print it. Just put this SOP statement, and here you should not print age of I, you have to just take it A and save and go for run. And this time it will print the values two times. One is normal for loop is printing the value, other one is the enhanced for loop is printing the value. And I'm not given any message between them, so it is displaying continuously. 15 to 21, 15 to 21, two times. Now if I want to take a value from the user, how we will do that? Okay, so if you want to take the value from user, then let us remove this hard-coded value. And if you remove the hard-coded value, then you have to mention the size here. Okay, so let us now I'm giving a hard-coded value, size is 5. Okay, so now if I want to read this value from the user, for that also I need to run the for loop, right? Because I have to say age of 0 equal to, so I have to explicitly, like if you are mentioning age of 0 is equal to 21, age of 1 is equal to, age of 2 is equal to. So instead of writing this statement 5 times, what I will do, I will go for an for loop again, because that statement is going to repeat 5 times, right? So I'm going to repeat this for loop, okay, again. So just copy this for loop here, and here to read the data from the user I need a scanner class object, right? So we will take a scanner class object is equal to new scanner, and the scanner constructor is going to take the system dot in argument. In is an object of input stream. So input stream refers to reading the data from the keyboard. So here I will import the scanner from the util package. You know, the scanner predefined class present in the util package. So now the scanner object is available for us now, and use this scanner, and you can say age of I is equal to, age of I means age of 0. So in the 0 position, first I want to initialize the value, and then scanner dot, in the scanner class we have the different methods to read the data. Right now my array is of type integer type, so I should read the integer value, scanner dot next int. So before this, you want to give one message to the user for entering the input. We can give the message, enter the age, and how many ages he has to enter you want to mention. Then you can mention enter 5 age values. And then first this message will display to the user, then user will start entering the value, and whatever the user enters the values in the console, it will the scanner class will read, and it will convert into integer, and it will store it into this age of age variable. And I value is 0, first it will store it in 0 position, then it will be 1 because I'm incrementing I, so age of 1 it will store it in first position, and every time it checks the condition. Okay, so as long as the condition is true, it keeps executing this line number 16. So till the 5, first it will store it in 0, then 1 2 3 4. Okay, so once it has become 5, 5 less than 5, condition fails and it comes out. And then it goes to the next for loop, and it will print the values here. And here you want to just display the message, you can again give the message here, printing the data using enhanced for loop. Okay, using enhanced for loop. Okay, now it is fine. So try to run it again. Now we are getting some error. What happened? Okay, sorry, I forgot to enter the semicolon here. Rerun it again. And now you can see it is executing, enter the 5 age values. Okay, so first I will enter the age, let us say 23, and 24, 22, 21, okay, and 20. Now you can see as soon as the 5 numbers over, what happens, the loop stops, and it is goes for printing. So the green color shows that is our input, we have entered that as a input, and whatever I have entered the input, it is printing it here down. Okay, so first it is printing by normal for loop, and then it is printing by using enhanced for loop. So this is how you have to take the values from the user. Okay, and the next one is, suppose as I told you, if you want this size, no, right now the size is fixed. If you want to take this size as from the user only, because see, every user doesn't want to store only 5 ages. One person required to store 10, or one requires to store 20 or 100 ages or 200 ages. So depending on their requirement, okay, they can give the size. Okay, so to take the size from the user, I will declare a one more variable here, let us say int size, and I will ask the user to enter the size. I'm going to give the message, enter the size of the age array. Okay, so how many elements you want, you can mention the size. And to read this size from the user, again I need a scanner, right? So I have to say size is equal to scanner, and this variable is type integer, so I have to use the next int method. If the variable is a float, we have to use next float method. If the variable is double, we have to use next double method, like that. Okay, the scanner is providing the different methods to read the different data types. So size is equal to scanner dot next int. Now I have to pass this size here. This 5, the value I was given hard coded value, that I will replace by size. So if you enter here 10, so here it will substitute 10. If you enter here 15, then it will substitute here 15. Okay, and if it is 15 here, then here there is a 15 blocks of memory will be allocated. Contiguous 15 blocks of memory will be allocated. And then this age dot length will take the size as 15, and everywhere wherever there is a age dot length I am given, it will take it as 15, 15, 15. Okay, so otherwise you don't want to use this age dot length, you can use directly this size here, because you know the length of the array is, you are mentioning the size. Okay, so instead of using this property and using this, okay, it is bit lengthy, you can use size also here. Right now I will show you how this program is working now. Okay, see, I have done only this changes. Right now I have taken a variable size, and I asked the user to enter the size of the age array, and then I'm reading that size and I'm passing that size here. Initially I was given hard coded value, now I am given that size variable here. Now if I save it and run this program, and you can see the first message. We all know the starting entry of your program. Once you execute, it is main. In the main, the first line is creating scanner object, second line is creating the local variable size. Okay, and then it is going to give you this message. Okay, so that is enter the size of the age array. Now I'll enter the size of the age arrays. Let us say 3. Okay, so enter, then enter the age 5 age value. So here I want, like, whatever the number I'm entering here, that number it should show here. Okay, initially I was given hard coded value, now it is showing that hard coded value only. So what if I want to give this number here? What you have to do, we have to concatenate that variable name here. Okay, concatenate means adding. What is the variable? Size, right? The size contains whatever the number we are entering it. You can give the space, after the it gives the space and it prints what value is there in size variable. So if I'm entering 3, it will print here 3. If I'm entering 10, it will print here 10. Okay, so save it and let me rerun this program. So again, it is asking me enter the size of the array. So this time I'll say 3, and now you can see enter the 3 age values. So I will enter the value. The first one, let us say 25, and then 20 and 50. So you can see, as I told you, the green color shows that is the input what we have given. Okay, and black color where it is printing the values. This is by using normal for loop, and this is by using enhanced for loop. Okay, so like this you can work with dynamic array. And the advantage of using the dynamic array, you may ask, like, when we have already static array, why we should go to the dynamic array? If you go to the dynamic array, we can change the size of the array. We can increase the size of the array, or we can decrease the size of an array. See, how can we do that? Here, before I am printing by using enhanced for loop. Okay, see, this first I have created this array and I have done certain program here. I have read the values, I am printing the values, but later I feels like I want to change the size of the array. So what I will do, I will say age is equal to, when I say age is equal to new int. Okay, so int of here I am going to give the different size. Okay, so you want to give the different size, like right now I'm giving hard coded value. If you want, you can take again this size, like you can say system.out.println and enter the size, and you can read from the scanner and you can enter that here. Okay, you want to change. Otherwise you can give the hard coded value. So let me do the same thing. I will again say enter the size of the array. I'll say re-enter the size of the array. Then I'll give a semicolon. Now I'll take int, means that size variable already there, right? So I'll take the same variable. Initial, whatever the value was there initially, that will be replaced by the what value we are entering it now. So size, and here I'll say age is equal to new size. Okay. So now if you want to assign the value again to this array, you can again say here, means copy this, enter the size of the age values. Again, I'm asking the user to enter the values, and I'm going to print these values directly by using the enhanced for loop. Okay, this time I'm not going to take a normal for loop. But in the with respect to memory, okay, what happens in the line number 29? So when you say age is equal to new int of size, whenever we use the new keyword, always please remember, it will always allocate the new memory in the heap. Okay, so right now I'm using again new int of size, so it will allocate a different memory in the heap. So it will create another block here, another memory block, whatever the size I'm mentioning it. Okay, imagine I'm going to mention the size as 3. So it will going to create only 3 blocks here. Okay, so when I say resizing of an array, I'm not changing the size of this array which is already there in the memory. Okay, it will always creates the new memory. Okay, so let us assume the address of this is 5000. So this block value is 5000, and this will be 5000 4, and this will be 5008. And this is 0 position, and this is first position, and this is second position. Okay, so whatever the value I'm entering, imagine this time I'm entering value 30 and 35. Okay, and then 40 the age. And this address, right now what I'm saying, guys, age is equal to new int of size I'm giving, right? See here, the age, I'm using the same variable what I have created earlier. Means this is this variable only, I'm using this variable only. So this variable equal to new int I'm writing here. Okay, so you know the assignment operator, always it will initialize the value to this variable, right? So now what is the new int of the size? What is the address of this? 5000. So this 5000 will go and store here. The previous 1000 was there, no, that 1000 will be replaced. Okay, so this will be removed, and now the new value, what is that, 5000 will store here. Okay, so now what happens is this variable age will point to this memory block. Okay, so it will not point to this will be disconnected. Okay, and this means this variable is not pointing to this object, means this data, and now this memory will be garbage collected. Okay, so garbage collected means this data will be removed from the memory, and this memory is released, and this memory will be used for something else later. Okay, so now the age is pointing to this block, and it will print the values of this block now. Okay, let us see how it is going to work. Okay, so now I'm going to save this program, and I will rerun it. Proceed further. And here first, the enter the size of the array. Let us say first I'm entering the size is 5. Okay, enter the 5 age values. So I'm entering 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16. Okay, so now see, I'm changing the size of that array, right? So re-enter the size of the array. So this time I will say the size is just 3. Okay, now enter the 3 age values. Okay, so where I'm giving that, line number 26. Okay, so here line number 26, I'm giving re-enter the size of the array. I'm reading that, and here line number 31, I'm telling enter the size age. Okay, so enter the 3 age values. Now I'm going to enter, I have entered there 30 and 35 and 40. So now see, by using enhanced for loop, those values will be displayed. Okay, so it has changed the size of the array. So it is not displaying 5 values, it is displaying only 3 values. Okay, so like this you can change the content of this reference variable. So first reference variable was pointing to the memory where the size was 5. Next, what we did, we used the same reference variable and we changed the array size to 3. Means I allocated a new block of memory and we made the size is 3. We can increase or we can decrease. So when you are entering while executing program, if you instead of 3, if you entered 10, it will increase the array size. Okay, so that is how this program will work. Okay, so I hope all of you understood this concept. Okay, so in the next video I will explain you two-dimensional, static and dynamic array. So in so far we have covered only single dimensional, static and dynamic array. Okay, so if you like it, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching once again.